Okay, so I'm talking about mindfulness, and love that someone said that 30 days is such a long time to be so mindful, and I just couldn't agree more. When you're doing Whole30, compliant, and even if you have help and support, there's so much involved with it. So just hats off and congratulations to everyone that's doing it. And even if you haven't done it 100%, even going for it is such a huge accomplishment. So start with that and congrats. So mindfulness, right? You guys, we're developing new habits, and it's not as easy as it looks and sounds. And some people will say, Whole30 was a great experience for me. You got this. It was, it was easy. And I don't find it to be particularly easy whatsoever. Creating the new habit of mindfulness is a challenge. And especially because there's so many mandatory mindful things that we have in our life. We live in such a time of constant overstimulation and on the go. And that includes our jobs, just taking care of our apartment or our house, our relationships. We're so connected with each other, which is wonderful. It also just gives us that many more decisions to make every day. And there is such a thing as actual decision fatigue. So let's give ourselves some grace in all the decisions that we have to make. We're actually waking up with a bank of how many decisions we have in a day before our brain and body gets fatigued. And when you're doing Whole30, you're adding how many more decisions a day on top of what we're normally used to. So that's where a lot of tiredness comes into play. It can feel frustrating, it can feel exhausting, and it can feel like you kind of just don't want to do it anymore, especially when life happens. And life happens. Something comes up and your best friend calls you and she's like, I'm having in this shitstorm with my husband and oh my God, I want a divorce. And you're like, okay, let me drop everything. I'm in the middle of cooking, but I got to be there for my best friend. And had this conversation, came home, and now it's too late to cook. Okay, you get it. Life happens. So we're doing the best that we can with where we are right now. So remember that there's decision fatigue, like that's an actual thing, and give yourself some forgiveness. So also that means, where are you making all of your decisions? Where are you spending the decision bank money? Like, what are you spending it on? I started writing down actually like the way that I spend my time when I work from home. And it is our phones give us so many things that we're responding to, we're checking, and we're doing, and that actually takes up, some of that energy. So I'm noticing that. I'm trying to find the balance between I believe the beauty that social media gives us. Like, look at this connection right now, like with like all my beautiful friends and, people from around the country, or maybe even around the world. I don't know where you are. It's really cool. And also just to be mindful of where you're spending your decisions. So, for example, I went grocery shopping a couple times, which is a big deal for me. And each time I went, I got myself a little bouquet of flowers. The first one was tulips. The second one was lilacs. So I put them together in this vase, and I was like, oh, this is such a great visual reminder that I'm taking care of myself. And I just forgot that lilacs, the scent of lilacs, gives me a headache. And so the last 2 or 3 days, I woke up sitting in my living room where the flowers are, and I'm getting this like acute little headache. And I'm like, oh, I just don't want to give up those lilacs because it represents that I'm taking care of myself. And how ironic, because they're giving me a little headache. But I wasn't willing to give them up because I was like, no, this represents my self-care. So, and then I thought, okay, since Whole30, I believe the way that we approach Whole30, it represents how we approach the rest of our lives. So I thought, what else am I letting myself have a little headache over. Just because I worked really hard at it. So I didn't want to throw it away or give it up. Or if somebody bought them for me, and so I would feel bad. So I kind of related that to, the foods that we're giving up right now could cause like those little headaches, like that truffle pasta that I'm missing, those craft cocktails that I'm missing are all beautiful, wonderful things, but they were causing that little headache. So this is the time of being intentional to see, what is giving me those little headaches that I can mindfully move away from. So what I want to leave you guys with is a quote from Tony Robbins, which I think just really represents this Whole30 experience. And he says, it's not about achieving the goal per se. It's about who you're becoming while you're achieving the goal. So I want to leave you guys with the question of, who do I want to become in this process? Think about the qualities, think about the person, and embody that as you go on through the day, because there's so many things that come at us. So ask yourself, if I want to be someone who is secure in making confident decisions, how would that person react to this moment? How would that person react to this experience that I'm having right now? So I want to leave you guys with that. Buy yourselves flowers that don't give you headaches, and just keep it up, you guys. I love the motivation in the group. I love the interaction in the group, and you guys are keeping me going. So thanks for being you, because I love who you're becoming. So happy Friday, guys. Good luck through the weekend, and we'll talk soon on the group. Have a great day.